thank you so much for meeting me here today. Last time we met up, you were just so easy to work with that I really wanted to work with you again. Yeah, you're just great as a model. A natural. So, I mean, you know the drill. You don't need to do anything particular. Just relax, and maybe I might tell you to, tilt your head to one side, look, whatever, move your eyes up, down, whatever. But for the most part, I'm just gonna be kind of a little bit up in your space. I hope that's okay. I know it was last time, but just in case anything changed. So, I have a whole box of pencils here. I'm just gonna go ahead and get right into it. Let's see. A sharpened one, yay. Although, it's not as sharp as I would like it for our preliminary outline. So let me... Yeah, I also got a new notebook for today's project. I mean, not specifically for today, but I've just been needing a new sketchbook anyways, and this was a really good excuse. Not trying to, just sit here and flatter you or anything, but I really do enjoy our sessions so much that I like to save the new stuff for when we meet. Okay, so I can pick any page I want, but I'll probably pick the first one. Alright, so let's see here. Last time I think I'm going to make some minor tweaks to how I approach these, because it is a little far. It was like, I was trying to lean into the asymmetry, but to kind of capture a more natural look. But I think I might have took it a little too far in pursuit of that kind of realism. So I'm just gonna kind of maybe start a little more symmetrical as well, because frankly, your hands is really pretty even. I'm seeing, I didn't notice as much last time that this eye is slightly, okay, like wider almost. Okay, make sure to capture that properly this time. So let's see. Leaning a bit to the wider side. Let's see here. Yeah. Would you do me a favor and close your eyelids for me just for a couple seconds? Yeah. Relax. Okay. Because when they're okay. Feel free to open them, but you don't have to if you don't want. I'm gonna make sure I'm in like a very natural state. Make it look too posed, but I do want it to look very almost like a serene. Yeah, so if you could just try your best to channel some inner peace. Maybe it will come through a little bit in the final result. Just some deep breaths or something. I don't know. It's good in terms of everything, but it's the frame. It's more along the lines of take it down from the cheek to the outer the little, I don't think I ever noticed. Will you puff out your cheeks a little? Yep. And then suck them in a little, like, huh. Okay, go ahead, relax. Make sure I get that one. This time around, I'm really starting to, okay, I'm thinking, no, what am I doing? Flipping forward in the sketchbook like this. This piece is gonna be there. No. Okay, so the ridge of your, it's almost similar to that of, it's like, kind of, almost like mirrors along the, let's get on here, along the edges, versus it almost takes, like, really, around the brow bone, no, yeah, okay, right, that's something that's very unique. General structure of your face in particular. Okay. Yeah. My hair caught here. Where the lips are gonna be around the other side. No. But I'm losing. Kind of losing the lead on the the bone structure is more prominent over on the corners. That's where it starts to really more of an edge, but almost plumps a little in the apple of the eye. There was really nothing in terms of eye bag. I just gotta do that by default, but it's really not the case in this instance. Really, it's just along the line of almost cartoon or painter, like watercolor. And then I'll set up that way. Alright, and then the root of the nose, the base where it meets the left, swoop into if I'm looking at, okay, right, I'm gonna sharpen this a little bit so I can get it more precise. I'm kind of losing. So far it's, look at that. Perfect. Alright. Let me pick that right back up and maybe redo this last few marks just quick. Just a quick swipe. I'm trying to do it in almost like an intuitive sort of. The kind of like it's just like the occipital bone, like where the up around the scalp. It's where the hair starts to rise really good. So taking that and taking it up and around. Pretty straight all the way. If I took some sort of measurement all the way around, would it put us in a 1, 2, 3? No. 1, 2, 3. Right. So measurements really come in handy right about now, but yeah. Alright, so really thinking that it's actually really string more along the lines of crappy take on it. Okay, so and then break that up with in terms of the depth where you're sitting relative to the rest of your. Okay, let's see down here. It's up and around the jaw. I never even really thought that it was in the definitely going to take note of that. Really make sure it's a softer curve on the end, because I think that is a shortcoming of mine, specifically when I'm working with a face like yours. Your face, like, it really comes up and around the if I just kind of trace the no, that should be about, yep, that's kind of what I was thinking, but let's confirm that you're closer to the ear than typical. And the lobe is actually more in line with okay. I'm actually gonna go in with a pen now. And not that it matters to you, but kind of do some thickening of those aspects, the areas that are more set. The pupils are really almost resembles when it's like a visible, but it's or so slightly right. Okay. Now what about the mouth in that case then? What is that? What are they? Or should I take a different approach and maybe yes. Right. Okay. So lovely. So made for what do I think of? I'll drape sort of over the rest. If I think about it in terms of, would you or so slightly tilt your head to that side. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead and relax. Kind of loop that back in with the rest. One, two, three. And then breaking that up into what does that for the rest of it? It's gonna be a little too right. That's not quite what I was. Okay. I can actually just take that and swap. It's hell. It's really excellent. It's an excellent. It's a picture. Maybe. Okay. All right. Yeah. Two. One, two, three. No. It's gonna be more. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the center, out and around, looping sort of throughout. If we could, just take that and tie it back to the rest, that would really pull it all, put a lot more weight into the features that I'm looking to, really remember this one, so that maybe I might have neglected a bit in the following along with the natural curvature of something, maybe a bit more intensity up here. Let me take my pencil again. Sharpen. Okay. Gotta make sure it's not seeping through to the back, but I suppose if it is, then what can you do? But except take. I suppose we can abstract it a little. We can duplicate. Alright. I'm trying to go in, adding a little bit of a like a rounded edge, like, no, I mean, lower. Push it down to the quadrant. Okay, and over there. Okay. Go in with that one. We're doing some shading, or perfect. Oh yeah, that's gonna be more along the lines of what I was thinking the last time. There's nothing wrong with kind of a little bit of. There were definitely some positive qualities, so I should probably try and emulate the process of more like the approach that I took in our previous, because remember when I had a critique of it, it was actually mainly but it was actually more in regards to the finer details. So as long as the broad strokes are still there, I can just really hone in on every little intricate. I can actually maybe accentuate those with some color when I reach the color, which we're almost there. Go back in with the pencil here. Just kind of widen that a bit to where we kind of for up in the corner is a little bit of an extra detail that I feel like I kind of leave out in these situations. Most people do. I honestly think that just adding that is going to be enough to really take it up a notch. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if it was there. And right there. And right around the neck down up to the very edge to your hairline, right? And where the hair kind of right. If you're hearing this right now, you're still awake. My always wears under my breath. Leave a blue heart in your comment below, because I know that you have watched this part of the video. Okay. Right to there. Yeah. Okay. And it would really mean honestly, I would prefer you to subscribe and leave a comment and even to like, because I mean honestly, algorithmically, do likes really do anything? Okay, I'm thinking we should move on to the coloring now. I don't have my Prismacolors with me this time around. I've actually just got some Crayola markers because I don't want to just do like a total duplicate of the last time. And I thought it would be interesting to kind of do some more elementary, a more elementary approach to the coloring in terms of the simplicity of the Crayolas. So, of course, I'm not going to be able to perfectly capture the actual coloring of your face, but it's more just about the depth, the peaks and the valleys. Okay, I'm not going to try to be a perfectionist about this, but over to really fill in but I'm gonna actually make some more use of the white spaces this time around, because I leaned more into the layers on layers of previously. I want this one to be a bit more grounded and not so. It's a little more subtle with the coloring here, despite the different approach. It's gonna be like this particular. Your hair color actually might be able to fill. I do enjoy working with markers. They really do have a different feel, make things feel. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Alright, so I'm just gonna pull the lightest. Yeah, that's right. Incorporating some pink into the skin tone might actually kind of get at what I was envisioning. Yeah. Not even just the blushing like effect, more of the highlighted aspects of her. Right, yeah. Of course, that's gonna be more. Perfect. Right, so don't need to do much in terms of that. But let me kind of get a close look and then compare and contrast. Make some little tweaks. I'm familiar with, because I really focused on that in the previous book. And I think I did a good replication of that on this piece, but I changed kind of the way I was envisioning something a little different for this, so I actually don't know. Yeah, okay. Alright, okay, let me come in with this then one more time. Out and around to the tip of the ear. Add some depth there. And thinking more like, it's pretty accurate too. Of course, adding some stylistic already to make sure that we're not exactly It's not a photograph, of course. I mean, I'm doing check my own sort of interpretation into it, or than what really is a. I mean, that's but still. Okay. Yeah. So maybe one more time, just anything that I added, I should go back over with my pen once again, once more. Okay, so yeah, I went back for the, what was it, I can just kind of outline the lips on the outer corner of that. Sorry. Making around to the other side, maybe. Yeah. And honestly, the hair, I feel like I neglect to outline the hair as much as I do just to color it. But there should be shape to it, of course. Just right there. Because then otherwise it's just sort of almost like a liquid. Although I could just leave it as that. It's okay. But that's honestly just laziness on my part. I can't even play it off as, I mean, I could, but it doesn't reflect my vision for this, so. Right. Okay, colors look good. Dimension seems, maybe just, yeah, well, there's like a shadow here that I might kind of need to fill in a bit more. So that's good. What about the peaks? Hold that up, and that's about right. Yep. And over to the edge. Yep, the edge is about right. Over to. So, that's the end of the video here. Are you still awake? You may be listening to this while you're studying. Something like that. Something like that. Yep, that's what I was thinking. It's like a smoking hypnosis. Alright. Otherwise, I think that will about do it. Just gonna kind of put everything how it was, and then I'll show you the result, of course. And I mean, while it is still a piece of art, if there's anything you would like me to tweak, if you think I was uncharitable at all, but I really don't see that being the case. Yeah. Okay. Markers are back. Pen. Make sure the lid is on. It's covering my back in ink. I'll just empty that in a minute here. Alright, so I think I'm ready to show you. I think I'm ready. What do you think? Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. Here we go. I'll show you the final result. Here we go. I'm nervous. Are you nervous? You shouldn't be nervous. 3, 2, 1. What do you think? Good. That's great. So happy to hear that. So, of course, you'll get a copy of it. I might, go home, make some little adjustments. But either way, thank you so much. And of course, I owe you one. Maybe I'll get you a coffee or something. No, I promise. Something better than that. Some actual compensation. But thank you so much again. I hope that this video was relaxing to you. And if you liked it and you'd like to see some more like it, maybe leave me a comment. Say hello. And maybe I'll say hello back. Okay, guys. Good night. I hope you have a wonderful week. And